So now we're going to do a step-by-step build of a circuit where we got two NPN bipolar junction transistors, and we'll get a Schmitt trigger effect with them. So this isn't completely practical. I would improve this if I needed it as an actual circuit, but it's a good demonstration circuit in my opinion. So I got the basic layout of this from a book called The Art of Electronics. Didn't have the value for the components and stuff, and definitely didn't have an LED, but I built up from what they were showing based on the basic principle of the circuit they had. So in any case, we will start with the LED. So the LED will actually naturally want to be on. I do have power applied to this, and so we're going to take the LED, long lead the anode down one row. That's going to go to the collector of the NPN bipolar junction transistor, short lead the cathode to that gray jumper, and now we're going to take a 220 ohm resistor, and I figured we would look a little closely because we're also going to use a 22 ohm resistor right there. So you see red, red, black, so 220, and then black. So you can think of that as 0, no more zeros, 220. If it was brown, it'd be 220, and then brown would be 1 for one more 0, 2,200. That's the easiest way for me to think of it. Or you can think of it as times 1, and that's a 1% tolerance. That brown band right there could be 1% higher or lower. These are cheap resistors though, so it may actually be worse. And that did not turn on because I want to go to the positive supply. So that was what I was doing wrong. There you go. So you can see the 220 ohm resistor. LED wants to naturally be on, and that's why I got the power on, just to show that. And this says about 11 milliamps current. That seems a little low, but we do have some extra resistance in this board. It's cheap and whatnot. Now we'll come to the NPN bipolar junction transistor. Doesn't matter which one we got. They're both 2N. Which one I grab? They're both 2N3904, as you can see right there. And then you can check for what that means down at the bottom. Not sure if that's S or 8, but in case, you can check the data sheet for that. But you gotta check the data sheet for who made it, and it's probably a knockoff, a Chinese knockoff. So who knows what it actually means. So right now, transistor is only connected to this up there, and so it's not going to be on. It's not going to conduct at all. And so we'll grab now the 22 ohm resistor. So we need this to help build up a little voltage where the emitters are. That will make it so when one of them is conducting, it gets harder for the other one to turn on. But once it turns on, it makes the other one turn off, and then makes it harder for the other one to turn on. That's how we'll get the Schmitt trigger effect. So again, 220, 220, but now we got a gold bar. So that means times 0.1. That's what that means. If it was silver, it'd be times 0.01. So that'd be even lower. But we got 220 times 0.1 is 22 ohms that we are working with right there. So just a quick color code lesson on that. That one does go to ground. Now we have that connected. When it's turned on right there, you can see that's a much easier current path than the LED. LED will be off when the transistor is on. The transistor is going to naturally want to be on with that 1K resistor right there. So we can show that. That's why I kept the power applied right there. The 1000 ohm resistor, and you may be able to use different values, but I used 1000 for there. Whatever reason, I made this a long time ago, so I don't know how much you can modify this, and maybe it won't work the same. But in any case, we'll grab the other 2N3904 again, and I forgot to mention this with the other one. When you're looking at the flat side, left pin is emitter, middle pin is base, right pin is collector. You swivel it this way. Now the top pin is the collector, middle pin base, bottom pin emitter. So we can plug that, I think I'll go to the left a little bit right there. So it is sharing that same connection to that emitter down there. We got the collector up on top going to the base of the one on the right. So a little jumper at an angle. Got to pay close attention to those. And remember the LED, the long lead, the anode is down lower, short lead, the cathode is up higher. Usually I turn it the other way, but for this circuit it kind of works just to turn it around. And now we have our Trimpot. So 10,000 ohm resistor, but there's a wiper that slides across there. So if you go halfway, that's 5,000 ohms towards 5 volts, 5,000 ohms towards 0 volts right there. So it gives you 5 volt, or not 5 volts out, it'll be half of 5 volts. So 2.5 volts out. So we got to get to about 0.6 volts, turn that one on. But remember, this raises the voltage a little bit, so it'll be half higher than 0.6 volts. But in any case, we'll wire that up, pretty straightforward. And so yeah, it's high enough now where the LED will be on. And so we'll grab the screwdriver right there. And yeah, if I keep going higher, of course the LED is just going to be on. It's going to be on about the same brightness. That lamp is at the brightest setting. If I turn it down, it'll be a little easier to see the LED, thanks to the camera adjusting. But yeah, you'll see it suddenly turns off right there. Boom, it's just off, no matter how slow I go. And I have just a little bit of wiggle room right there, it looks like. But once it turns on, I can go down where it was off before, but it stays on. Now it's off. So now, to wrap up this video, there you can see we got about 17 milliamps of current when the red LED is lit up. But we saw when we only had the red LED lit up, it only needed like 11 milliamps of current. And so now we got like 5 milliamps of current, somewhere in that range, just going through the rest of the circuitry being wasted. It's even worse when I turn the LED off. That turned the transistor on suddenly, and now we got about 22 milliamps of current flowing through the circuit. None of it's even through the LED. So this is not a practical circuit, but still, I think it's a fun one to look at, to learn some basic electronic principles right there. So in any case, going to wrap it up there. Thanks for watching. Make sure you check out one of the other videos I posted on the screen, and check out the links down below. They all help out a lot. I'll see you in the next video.